Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you guys through how I achieve natural looking full brows without using concealer. Yes, I said without using concealer. My latest pet peeve has been the over concealed eyebrows. Super obvious and just not cute. Leave it in 2016. If you bought it into 2017, it's not too late to let it go. Okay, so right now I'm just showing you how I arch and maintain the shape of my brow. I use a little bit of XoXo gel to lay my hairs down before I go in and shave the outliers, the hairs that I don't want to be there. And I also use tweezers. I've never gotten my brows waxed or threaded just because I'm a control freak when it comes to my eyebrows, and I do not trust them in the hands of anyone else. So yeah, I do this at home. The XoXo gel is about what, $3 to $4. The little brow archer that I'm going to use is about $1, and my set of tweezers was about $22. So these are things you can keep at home to touch up your own brows if you feel comfortable, but I'm going to show you my routine. So the gel is in place. I'm brushing my hairs up and flat, how I like to wear them. And then I go in with this little archer and I just remove all of the little hairs that grow underneath my brows, so it gives me that just tweezed look. This is why I can skip the concealer. If you have that just tweezed look, which is the reason why people started to use concealer to hide those little hairs, then you don't need to use the concealer. Just keep a fresh brow and skip the concealer. Okay, for the little stubborn hairs that wouldn't come off with the razor, I go in with a tweezer and I grab them one by one. I'm pretty used to this, so it doesn't hurt at all. They come out pretty easily. Sometimes it's hard to grip them with the tweezers just because they may be super short and tiny. So yeah, once I get them, yank those little suckers out and I have a clean tweezed brow. As you can see, the shape is super defined right now. I don't even have any product in my brows. And then after I finish, I go in with a little alcohol to sanitize and clean off the gel before I fill in anything. So now that they're clean, they're sanitized, I can go in with my normal routine to fill in my brows. This pencil that I'm using right now is an oldie but goodie. It's the MAC pencil stud. It's a Techna pencil, which means you just twist it up, you don't have to sharpen it. I always start underneath my eyebrow. As you can see, I don't go all the way to the front with my defining line. I kind of go right above the iris of my eye. So that's where I want the most definition, from that point back. So I always start with the bottom line just as a baseline to give me the shape that I want, and I make sure that they're both balanced. And then from there, I'll go from the same position on top, creating that arching point. My brows grow pretty flat, so I don't try to do anything too crazy. I just give it a little more definition. And I lift that and fill in, going into pretty much filling it in until it meets that bottom line. So it goes into a point. This is the most defined point of your brow. At least this should be the most defined point of your brow. Everything else should be really soft, not so noticeable. I love this pencil as well just because it's so firm. I can literally get in and sketch little tiny hairs. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sketching little tiny hairs. I'm not just coloring it in so darker. I'm literally creating the illusion of hairs where I don't have hairs. So as you can see, it doesn't look like a stamped on, just like powder filled or color filled brow. It looks like actual hairs. I'm doing the same thing to the other side, just sketching softly, not pressing too hard, but making sure that I do cover those little empty blank spots that I'm missing a few hairs. Once I get to the front, I'm a little more gentle with the way that I apply, and I also apply in more of an upward motion. So see here in the front, the baseline, I do way softer than the baseline in the back. So it's like a natural gradient of color, not an ombre brow, but a natural gradient of color. So sketching up in the front, the direction that my hairs grow, mimicking the same thing, and it's blending in perfectly. Yeah, this is one of my favorite eyebrow pencils. The Maybelline pencils are really good as well, but they stopped selling the dark shade, like the dark brunette. So I've been forced to go back to my MAC pencils. So you see that? Really, really beautiful. Not an ombre brow, but you still get that natural gradient of light to darkness, which I like to call soft to sharp. The sharpest point of your brow should always be the tail. The front of your brow should not be sharp at all. It should be soft but defined. Again, I sketched upward in the front, side to the back, just mimicking the way that my hairs grow. And always take a step back just to make sure that they're sisters. They may not be twins, but they need to be sisters. We don't want your brows looking like distant cousins, step brothers and sisters. We want to make sure they look like they're related, closely related. And then I go in with my Makeup Forever brow gel to set my hairs in place and finish off the look. And that's all, folks. I hope you found this video helpful. Share with your friends, subscribe up top, and I'll see you next time.